Hi, this is Chris from Soundproofing Expert. This is our latest build in Lancaster for string duo Tom and Jess. Go and check out their new website at severnduo.com. They have been recording in an upstairs bedroom for the past year, often being interrupted by lawnmowers, cars, and even a noisy fridge. They've also had a problem with noise coming down a rather large flue pipe. So they decided to contact us so we can build them a custom garden room studio at the end of their garden. Let's have a little look around and see where we're up to. So it's a lovely garden, it's quite hidden here. This is the area we're going to be doing the studio. So we've taken a bit of a wall down here. The studio is going to be 3.8 by roughly 3 meters. So we've got to get a bit of this earth out, get this level. Because it's a little bit of a difficult site to get round, we're going to be using a pile footing system, which we don't normally do on soundproof rooms, but on this one we've actually gained planning permission so we can go a little bit higher to take into account the raised base. Hopefully we'll get this flattened off this afternoon, and then when we come back we can start digging the pile foundations, which we'll go through when we get to that. That's us done for today. Quite a difficult one with all the digging. Let's just have a little look where we're up to. So we got the base of the studio prepared there, so we got it dug out. This one, as I said in the earlier part of the video, is going to be 3.8 by 3 meters, and we're going to be using pile footings mainly because the access is pretty difficult. So there's no chance of getting a concrete delivery unless it was pumped in, which is expensive. So we're going to use these 4x3s to make some stud work. We've got the M24 rod system, which we'll show in the next part of the video, with the M24 washers, which these will sit on in the ground in concrete. So that'll be a nice spot. we got the base for the building roughly in place. These are 4x3 timbers with a 60 spacing in between, so we can actually put some 100mm rock wool in there. So we've roughed that out in place. Got one missing here, so this needs an extra one, which we can sort of do tomorrow. Yeah, so we're gonna mark out on the ground where we're gonna dig our pile footings, and then start digging those out, and then hopefully getting some of those studded rods concreted in. That's a few of the holes dug. We've still got a few more to do. Some are a bit difficult. Plenty of stones, so the earth auger's not exactly going through all the way, so that's hence the hand digging. But yeah, it gets the general shape of what we need. Let's just have a little look where we're up to. So this one's pretty well formed. It's about sort of 60 deep, about 20 wide. Some of them where like this one kind of collapsed a little bit because of the stones. Obviously we'll fill all that up with cement. Yeah, so a few more to do. That's our frame, which is the reason we've had to put the noggins in here is because we're a bit close to the edge, and with it being terrace, we need to sort of pull back the location of the studs that are going into the ground. So we've just done some noggins there and the holes there to go through, so it'll be well supported. I think there's about 26 holes in total. So yeah, a few more to do before we finish for the day. So we got most of the holes done yesterday. We're just back this morning just to finish this off, get all the holes in. It's going to be a very hot day, I think. Got another piece to go in here which we've just picked up. So PJ's just prepping the threaded rods, putting a couple of nuts on the end. That's all we can do at this stage. So we've got about, how many rods we got, PJ?
I think we've got more than we actually need.
We've got about
26.
26, that's it. Yeah, it is a hot day. We're all sweating. We've only been at it 10 minutes.
The horse flies are biting.
Horrible. And then the thing that's going to help us tighten this thing we've made yesterday, or you've made yesterday,
yeah,
little 36mm socket.
It's this little air trumpet. Is one of Chris's oil filter nut adapters that we've put a carriage bolt through and ground it so it fits the
hole there.
So we can put it in the chuck of a drill and spin these down.
Yeah, you'll see later how that works, but that is a real time saver. Thanks for that, PJ. And then up here, we got Jacob running away. We've got weed control fabric. I've just fallen down one of the holes. You'll probably see the video now. I wonder if could we get it underneath here?
Well.
Oh! We've got all the holes sort of cut out. So this frame is super heavy, but we get this down and then we'll start leveling it up and obviously getting our rods in there. Well, good, isn't it, Jacob? got some of the rods in place there. A little bit tricky because of the site and because it's really hot. Also the camera doing the footage actually stopped working because of the heat. Let's just have a little look and see where we're up to. So we've got about 7 or 8 rods in so far. We've got the weed control fabric down so just don't get any weeds growing underneath the building. Let's just have a little look at an example of one. So PJ's been going around notching out the top of here with a multi-tool. We've got an M24 threaded rod, which is 1 meter. So we've got that in the ground, and then we've got this 4-inch square washer, which this is in the ground at the moment, the stud. And then the washer's sat there, and we're going to tighten that up, but basically we'll get concrete around the bottom of that and here, and then there's another 4-inch washer here supporting the building, and we can sort of jack these up and down to get the level perfect. What we also found was, as mentioned earlier, we created a little tool. So essentially this makes it quicker, so we can actually put this on the end. This is the purpose of the two nuts here. So we can basically put this on the end, and obviously once it's in the hole, we can of the timber, we can actually drive through while someone holds it into the nut, so it goes a lot quicker. Yeah, so that's taking shape. Don't know whether we'll get all this concreted today because it's so hot. We'll just see. We've got about another 17 or so to get in. So a little bit more to do, but we're getting there. So that's all the studded rods in and the base levels. That was quite difficult in this heat. Let's just have a little look where we're up to. So we got around 26 rods spread across the base, a couple of points across the front, and also this side we've had to come off a little bit just because it's a bit close to the edge of sort of the terrace, etc. So that should be fine there. We've sort of put plenty in. As I say, I think there's 26, and we're using the biggest rods we can get hold of, which are M24s. So they're super strong. So yeah, it's about 3:30 now, so a little bit late to be putting the concrete in. So I'm going to come back on another day and do that. Get that filled up, and then obviously the rods will cut those off with the grinder, and obviously then the boards will go on top to give a nice level base to put the building on. So we got about 2/3 of the concrete footings in. It's getting there. It's another really warm day. We've made an absolute mess, but we've only got 7 to go. So hopefully we'll get those done in the next hour. We're using a 5-to-1 mix on this, so 5 parts ballast, 1 part cement. Seems to be going in pretty well. That's us done for today. Let's just see where we got up to. So we got all these studs concreted in. It looks like an absolute mess, but they're all in there. We've just put these bags on, so anyone who comes up here can see that there's something there. Yeah, so there's 26 studs. They're all concreted in, so going to give that a few days just to go off, and then we'll be back next week to put insulation in between, and obviously a membrane, and then obviously the floor for the studio to sit on. Hope you enjoyed our latest video. Don't forget to hit the like button and to subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.